Good morning, everyone. So today I'd like to talk about a dream I had last night. It was quite disturbing, so I'll just go ahead and talk about it. Last night, as I said, I only dream. I only see things, and I've seen it come to pass, but I don't know how to interpret my dreams. I dreamt that we were driving, my husband and I were driving, and I looked up into heaven and I saw a huge sword, a massive sword, and the sword was bright red like furnace. It was bright red like furnace, like the rock that's burnt, and it's like really red, angry red. And so the sword was in heaven, in the clouds. I saw it. It was huge. It was massive. And I said to my husband, give me my phone, I need to take a video of that. And as I tried to take a video, he kept driving. He didn't see what I was seeing. He was more distracted of something else. And as he drove past, I kept looking to the back to see if I could see the sword, but then the clouds were starting to cover it. And then I saw that it was still there, and then I saw two angels holding the sword up. They didn't touch it because it was that red, but they were like holding it like that, like this, without touching it. I don't know whether they were holding it or they're telling me to look at it. Anyway, then my husband kept driving, and we came to this place. It was like a construction site. They were building something, and we stopped there because there was an argument on the road, so we got off. And I saw people on each side of the road listening to this man. And I know this man is not from this planet. I know that this man is not from here. He was white, bright white from top to bottom. He was a man. I can tell he was the image of a man, but he was not from this planet. He was white, and he was preaching and warning. He was warning and warning and warning. He was saying something. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but he was warning us and anyone that was listening. And I saw this woman. She was covered like like a Muslim. I don't know if she was. She was covered, and she was angry at this man and yelling at this man to be quiet. And then I saw this other man coming and pushing this man, and then in this being, I don't know if it was from I'm just gonna say it's a being, pushing him to the woman, and the woman pushing, and then more crowds gathered around this man, and they started pushing him, and he was trying to warn them of something, but they were not listening. They were angry rather than listening, and they started pushing him. And then I saw him, and I knew he was saying the truth. He was trying to say the truth because of who he was. He was different. And then he looked at me, and he knew that I was listening to what he was saying. And as they pushed him, they started to push him away from what they were building, or construction, or whatever they were doing. I don't know what they were doing. It looked like some sort of construction, the foundation. And then they started pushing him, and then away from there towards me. As he was getting pushed away from me, he grabbed my hand. And I thought he'd try to grab my phone so I could get rid of the video. I was taking videos of everything. And he didn't. He grabbed my hand, and he looked into my face, into my eyes. And I felt something. There was something in that person, and I felt bad for him. I felt sad that he was pushed away forcefully. He was just trying to say the truth. And then as I felt sorry for him, I looked up to heaven and I prayed. And as I prayed to God, I saw this wind, like a whirlwind, forming to be a tornado on the ground right next to me. I got scared because I saw this tornado forming around, just twirling around me. And I said, run, because I knew I was going to get pulled in. And I know from what I've heard, it's a dangerous weather. So I actually wanted to run away, but something inside of me made me stand still and not run, because it said that it wasn't going to harm me. Then it formed, and then it started, the tornado started getting bigger, and it just started destroying homes. It was very scary. And I said, oh, it's just probably just going to go in one direction. But it didn't go in one direction. It actually knew which houses to destroy. So it picked. So it actually picked the houses it was going to do. So I'm actually at the beach at the moment, and just talking about the weather. I think it's a similar day like this. That's the dream I had. It was exactly like this day. The tornado started destroying homes that it wanted to destroy. It had an eye of its own, mind of its own. It was actually a controlled tornado, and it was vicious. It was scary. It was so strong, powerful. Had and anyway, after it had destroyed these houses, you should see it. It was so powerful. My dream was taken elsewhere, and my dream was taken to a man. He was desperately looking for work, and he had like all the qualification. He was like civil engineering or something like that, and he couldn't find a job. So he came to me and he said, "Can you help me find a job?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, I'll help you find a job." So I found this job that I told him to apply. I said, "Here you go, apply for this job. I know that you think it's irrelevant, just listen to this." So then I gave him this number that just showed up for me to give him, and he picked up the phone and he was thankful. He said, "Thank you so much," and he left to go and call this person for the job. And anyway, a few minutes after he left, I had a phone call from the owner. But the weird thing is, the phone call was actually the face. I was in this other realm, and the face of the owner of the company popped up, and it wasn't a phone call, it was like direct conversation. And he said to me, "Why did you give that guy false hope?" And I said, "What do you mean?" "You said to him to call me, and I was going to give him a job because of his qualification." I didn't know what to say, and he goes, "You shouldn't give people false hope. I wasn't looking for anyone to work. No matter his qualification, I'm not going to give him a job." And he said, "Look." And I looked where he showed me to look, and I could see it was like when they're building something, and they've scraped the landscape, like it's all muddy, they're ready to build something. And I saw lots of Jewish men in their black and their traditional wear. I saw a lot of Jewish men there with other men building something. And then he said to me, "There is no work, there is no jobs." And then I felt like there was going to be a collapse. That's what I felt like. There's going to be a collapse in the economy, and there will come to a time that there will be no jobs. I don't know, but I saw people desperate, and some of them were Jews. Actually, half of them were Jew, because I saw half that were in uniform for work, for building work, and half of them were Jewish men. And then this man kept saying, "There's no work, so stop giving people false hope that there was going to be work," but there was no work. I don't know if you can interpret the dream. So the big red sword with furnace in the sky, and I could see it bright burning red in the sky, the actual shape of a sword, huge, massive, and he was actually doing that. And then I saw a man that was not from this planet. He was white, bright white. He was like from the art that I've seen of apostles back in the days, or Romans back in the days. It was really white, and they were pushing him around, and they pushed him away because of what they did to him. This whirlwind came from the sky, and it formed into a tornado and started destroying homes. Lots of homes were destroyed. It was angry. And then I saw that there's gonna be no jobs. But there was a building going on. I don't know what the heck my dream was. I just don't know. And there was Jews. I saw Jews lining up for the job, but there's none. There's no jobs. And it was a collapse of that building. It didn't build. Anyway, that was my dream, and I hope someone can interpret it.